In this video, we can have a look at uploading an animated icon. So it's a WEBP image. And you'll see here we've got the bells and we've just applied it to all the products on sale. So anything that's on sale has the bells ringing. Anything with the buy me has the cart. Anything without stock, there's nothing to buy. So basically what we're going to have a look then is at adding these animated icons. So in the previous video, we looked at a standard SVG with no animation, static, and in this case we're going to have a look at this animated WebP image. The icon, just to let you know, I got here from Lord Icon. Here is the notification bell, and if you want to download the image, you just head over to this little arrow on the right here, click on that, and then it takes you to the icon page, and then you can download the image. Once I downloaded that animated WebP, then I went over to my media library to upload and hit a snag because the file type isn't allowed, and it also made a reference to image file size too large. So to get around that, I uploaded two plugins. The one is this file upload types, and with file upload types you can actually add a custom image type. So what I did is, if you scroll down below this window, you'll see how you can put in your file description, your MIME type, and your extension. So here under ME type, I just put in image. So enabled WebP under file description, then MIME type, I put in image, and extension .webp. I needed to install a second plugin though, because I still got the same error, and that was to disable the big image threshold. And only after both were installed was I actually able to upload the WebP image. So to upload is very simple then. It works in the standard way. Just drag and drop or add new, select file, select your image, and you can see there it's already installed. So those are the steps that I followed then to upload my image. And now what we're going to do is I'm now going to head over to the website and show you how I got that animated WebP file to work, and I just installed it in using a before and an after pseudo class. So let's just head over here, and what I did is, if we enlarge, you'll see in the before we have reference to the image, and to the after we have reference to the same file. And to make that work then, just on the sale products, I think the easiest way to demonstrate that is going to be to use this customize option from WordPress. And maybe what we're going to do is just insert this again. So let's get rid of that. Right, so you'll see now that without the animated icons, we're just back to the original file, which just had the add to cart basket. So let's just I'm gonna open up the customize on that particular page, and on this page I'm going to open up this inspector just to give us a bit more space here. So and I'm going to refresh now because those before and afters technically don't exist. Or perhaps let's have a look. Maybe we'll work everything on one screen. Yeah, we can do everything on one screen. So I'm going to inspect here, and you'll see I'm going to head over, and you'll see that there is a before class selected at the moment, and what's missing is the after. So basically what's going to happen in the before class is we're just going to target the sale products, and the sale products have a class in the ordered list called sale. So I want to target sale. So let me open up my additional CSS here. I want to target sale, and then I also want to target the button, which is, this is the button over here. And if I add, you'll see now that I get the classes for the button. So with that in place, I'm going to head over here and just punch in ally.sale. to access the ordered list item with the sale class. I'm going to paste in the selectors for the button. Right, now that we've done that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that at the a.add to cart button, and I'm going to remove this Ajax add to cart. So I'm just going to target the button. You remember there is a before class there. So what I'm going to do is add a new before class to replace the one that's there. So this should now just be a selector on the items that are on sale. So first thing we're going to enter then is content, and I'm just going to put in something here, the letter A, and you'll see that the letter A is displayed, and it's also that's what that little black dot in the middle is, and it's also displaying the icon that's associated with that class. So we're actually going to just replace that, and you'll see what happens now when I add the information for the WEBP image. So I'm going to head over to my media library, open up my bells, copy the URL to the clipboard, and this works pretty much the same way that the SVG did. So what we need to do here is add a background image, and then we will put in the URL, open bracket, close bracket, and we just pop in the URL. And right, then instead of the A there, we remove that A, and now you'll see that with the removal of the A and then with the background image added, we've now got the bell ringing, but just on the and it's on that buy me product, which it shouldn't be, unless there's something on sale there, and I'm on sale. Right, so if we now want to add the after image, we can do that as well. I can just copy that and then replace the before with after. So now we have the after item class installed as well, and you'll see that we have the after class also visible here. Content background image, and what we need to do is add some padding in order to see the image. So that will be padding, and let's go 20 pixels. Right, so we've made space there and we're just not seeing the image. So let me publish that and let's refresh. Right, so the page refreshed, and if we scroll down here to the I'm on sale, inspect, you'll see that we have the ahref, we have the before, and then we also have the space for the after. And for some reason, the after image isn't displaying. Right, so it could be a number of reasons. What I'm going to do is add some color. So as you know, because we're using SVG or WebP, we're using a different kind of color class, and it's called filter. And with filter, it's a whole different world of color. So so the best thing to do here then is I'm just going to get the filter colors from the SVG, and then we'll have a look at those. So right, so you'll see now that when I added the color, we actually could see the bells. Now, if we expand that, you'll see that just to go through this filter, the filter inversion is just to change the color from black to white. Then sepia is as sepia is, it gives it that funny colored yellowy tone, but we need to set that to 100 because Filtering is more like working on Photoshop with images than it is with the normal color that you would associate with, text or background. So the normal color filters don't work. So the filter actually filters the color to change it. So we do need the sepia. The hue rotate is the actual color of the image. So if I change that to 300, you'll see now that we have this orange. If I change that to 200, you'll see we have this kind of purple. So 330 gives us a nice yellow. And if I'm not mistaken, 350 also a nice yellow, but we'll stick to the 330. If you wanted to see more colors, what you can do here is in the inspection, you'll see here that the color gets this rotation degree here. And as you rotate it around, you'll see how the color changes. And then you can stop on the color that, best suits your needs. So those are all, those colors. Just something else to think about. Besides that, you also have the saturation. So if the saturation at the moment we have at 9,000, but if I drop that down to say 3,000%, we still have the yellow. If I take it away completely, let's go 300%, or 300. 3,000 gives us a red, which is far too red, and then there we have 9,000 without the percentage. With a percentage, it has yellow. So there are a couple of things that you can play with there to find the right color. It can take a bit of time, but a lot of options there then to find the right color. When it comes to the size and the position of the icon, you'll see here that after adding the background image and then the filter, you'll see that we added a border. Now the border works also with the filter colors. Now the reason, and to get that filter to work, we need to make the color black. If the color was white, you'll see now the border is black. So, I mean, that might be one way to change it, but the problem is if I say red, I'm going to get red. So technically we could have said yellow for the border, and then it gives us a red. And the reason that we're getting the red now, even though we specified yellow, is because of this filter property. So if you want everything to look the same, then it's better to just make that black, and then whatever you apply to the filter will also apply to the border. The border radius of 50 to make it round. Then we have the background size for the size of the bell. Because we've given the image a size, we now have to specify no repeat for the background repeat. Otherwise, we're going to get a lot of bells. So if I was to remove that, you'll see in a funny kind of way that actually looks a bit better. Okay, so let's leave that for the second icon. And then the background position, well, if you're repeating, it can still work because that means that the center icon is centered nicely in the middle. If we take that away, it's not quite in the center. You'll notice that when we do the 50% and the 50%, then the bells are positioned nicely in the center there. And then the last, the margin was just to give it a bit of space to the left and the right between the text. And then the other item that we have here is also this padding. So at the moment we set 20, and you'll see the icon looks a bit bigger than the other one. If I drop that down to 15, we drop down to 15, and if I scroll down, there you can see the animated bells. Okay, so now this bell is also applied here to this item, and I'm not sure if there's an item inside the hoodie section that is, there's a hoodie with pocket that's on sale, and that's why the sale comes through here. So that is working fine. Right, so that's pretty much then how you can add animated icons to your page. Once you're ready, you can hit publish, and let's close that. And right, so now you can see you have this animated bell, but it's not only to buttons that you can apply this. So perhaps we wanted to, maybe here on the home page, if you wanted to add an animated icon, you could do that as well. So to do that, I'm just going to open up the customize again, and I'm going to go along here and just copy that URL to keyboard, and then it would work in the same way. So here I have testimonials, so we'll inspect, and I just want to apply to that testimonial. So I'm going to do the H2, but I'm just going to get the section right. So we'll do the section ID, and then we'll do the H2, and then we're going to go before. So there we've got the before, and I'm just going to go content. Right, so it is working. So I'm going to take out that A because we don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to just go back round image, and then URL, paste in the icon, nothing to see yet. Padding, let's go 20 pixels. So that gives us the 20 pixels color. And now we need to do the color for that. So to do that, I'm just going to copy this filter here. And then we have those values. So we have the filter, and then we need some. So we've got the content, we've got the background image, we've got the color. Then we just need to give it a size. So padding of 20 pixels. So let's just have a look at that. Now I've just been editing the sale content here. So that was not my intention. But if I'm just going to copy that. We'll refresh that. We'll just reload it, and I'll show you. We don't have to use the inspector there now. We do to get the ID, but let's just quickly do that. Testimonials, inspect, and I'm going to get the section ID and pop that in here. Right, then I'm going to, I know it's the H2 and I know it's before. And then what I'm going to do is just copy this information. I had that before. The filter colors, the rest, the formatting there. Right, so now you can see that we have something there, but it's very narrow. And for that, then we just need to add some padding and 20 pixels. And there you can see the color starting to come through. So now what I can do is head down to that heading here, open that up, go to the before, and maybe we want to make that a little bit bigger. And in this case, what I'm going to do is the background size, I'll just stipulate cover, and then we'll stipulate no, well, we don't have to, we'll stipulate no repeat, but technically then it'll cover and there'll be no repeat. So there we have the bell ringing there, and to change the color then, right, let's just turn this dial till we get something, maybe the purple. And now, of course, in terms of the padding, I'm going to delete padding. I'll have to do that. Right, we have 100 pixels. That's too big. And we're going to change the color. 245. So, right, so we have the color now. We have the bell ringing. And if we want to make that a bit smaller, it's just then a case of changing the pixels. And it does mean that because it's pixels now, we can also manipulate the size a bit more. So we can do something like that. Let's make that 40, 20, 10, no pixels. And if I was to make that smaller, you'll see now that eventually we'll be able to contain that. There we go. We can contain the bell like that. And then the border radius, maybe not as hectic, maybe something like that. So, right, that just shows how we can bring in this animated WebP image, and using the same settings that we use for the scale vector graphic, the SVG, we can also use that for the WebP image. Yeah, that's pretty much how you can add then, you can add this to anywhere. The nice thing is if I wanted that to appear after as well, I can copy that. And now I'll just swap out that before here for after. And there I have the same image to the right and after the heading. So that's how easy. If I wanted to add something different in the after, I could head over to my media library. And instead of having an animated GIF, if I wanted something stationary, maybe this icon, head over to my website. And then in the after image, I'm going to copy that one out and replace it with a globe. And then, of course, maybe I think that's too many. Let's just, so it could do something like that. So really it's up to you what you want to do with it, but that's pretty much how you can get away with then adding these pseudo elements to add a bit of interest to your website and using professional icons to do it. Well, I hope you found that interesting, and thank you for watching.